Standing Out in the Woods, an essay of inspiration. From a tiny ant to a towering redwood, nature's grandness and intricacy never fail to impress me. I imagine that Charles Young, a military general turned Sequoia National Park superintendent, felt the same. It saddens me that few will ever hear about Young, let alone admire his work, because he was different from the people around him. Young brought the environment's beauty to the world's attention in a place where economic gains were favored over nature preservation, and white people were valued over black people. My admiration of Young comes from his resilience and divergence from the norms. It's easy to follow the crowd and give up, but Young urges me to defy the herd mentality. He was born into slavery, yet was the first African American to graduate from West Point after being held back as a freshman, and became a park superintendent in a time defined by racism. Young also broke accessibility barriers between people and nature. His challenging of the status quo has led to reinvestment in the outdoors in generations following, and serves as a powerful example for future trailblazers. He is my hero, a redwood in a forest of oaks. As a young girl, I spent hours poring over ornithology books, Living Bird and Nature Friend magazines, or in my backyard studying an insect and a field guide. As I grew, I found myself dreaming about traversing the world with only binoculars and curiosity. Such aspirations were not shared by those around me, and as I transitioned from elementary to middle school, I felt a chilly distance appear, which Young understood, and for similar reasons. Our peers turned away, and for them, nature vanished. Is cutting down the tree and retreating from the trails part of growing up? If so, I never want to grow up. As we become adults, we often lose touch with the beauty of nature. I've always wanted to change this, but when I didn't see immediate results, I felt discouraged. The fact that Young didn't give up makes him a role model to me. When Young assumed leadership of Sequoia National Park in 1903, he faced the daunting task of reopening the public's eyes. Instead of giving up because the goal was hard to achieve, Young focused on the process, reducing poaching, expanding the park, and building a trail, all to achieve the bigger goal of connection. Young and I both challenged the limits, achieving what others couldn't have imagined. His mission started on a small scale, but has surpassed his lifetime. When I look in the mirror, I see Young's ambition, character, and an opportunity to change the world reflected in me, even in small ways like participating in my local birding group. I am becoming a person who stands for what she cares about.